Hello everybody, welcome back. Today's tutorial is focusing on the cardstock used here. Now there is a disclaimer on this one. This cardstock pictured is purchased from Simply Sienna. If you don't have a Cricut, her cardstock is fantastic. I actually still buy a ton from her, even though I make my own as well. So these are her patterns, but my cardstock will have a pretty similar fit to hers. I just didn't have time to go and make any. So I'll link her Facebook group info in the comments if you would like to just go ahead and purchase from her. She's fantastic. So if you decide you want to go ahead and make your own, you're going to need a Cricut design space. You're also going to need this pig mold. This is from waxandcrafts.com, and then you'll need this cut file off of Etsy, and those will be linked in the description as well. So once you have your file downloaded, we're just going to upload it into Cricut Design Space. I'm just going to go through that pretty quick. Hopefully you know how to upload files. If not, you can slow this down a little bit. Make sure you click on the SVG and say open, and then you can name it whatever you would like and say upload, and then we're going to add it to our canvas so that we can get to work. The first thing that we'll need to do is we need to contour our image so that we only have the bow pieces. So I'm going to come down here to where it says contour. And then I like to start by saying hide all contours. And then I'm going to go in and I'm going to click on the pieces that have to do with the bow. You could just keep the bow piece. If you don't want it to be the bandana, it would work with just this chunk. Or if you want the whole bandana, then you're also going to click those side pieces. Now, if you just click out of this, it's going to look kind of weird. So if it looks like that, then go back to contour and make sure that you unclick this top piece as well. So it's nice because if for some reason it doesn't look right, you can go back to contour and make sure that you have all of those other pieces unchecked so that they're not showing up. So now that we have this piece, we need to go ahead and we need to add an offset to it. So I'm just going to click on offset. I'm going to move it over so that we can see it a little better. So I'm going to go to offset, and then I like to start at 0.05 to see what that looks like. So here you can see that it just gives us a nice little outline around it. But if you look, let's see if I can zoom in. I'm going to have to start over a little bit so you can see a little better. But if you look, there is a hollow spot in the middle, and we don't want that because what your Cricut is going to do is it's going to try to cut that piece out. And of course, now it's going to go slow. Let's let it think for a second. Gotta love technology. You love it and you hate it. Okay, let me click out and try again. Okay, so let's put it to that 0.05 so I can show you what I mean when I say that it's showing that little gap. Sometimes I hate Cricut, you guys. It's great. I love it, but it can also be frustrating. Any of you that use your Cricut very much, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. So I'm just going to leave this in the video. This is me being real. Okay, let's see if it will even do it. Okay. Now, a very wise person once taught me, if your offset is having a hard time, what you can do is you can screenshot what you need and you can go back and you can re-upload it. Shout out to Sienna. Thank you, Sienna, for all of your tips. Like I said, you guys, her cardstock is amazing. So if you don't want to go through all of this effort, then buy from her. But you can screenshot it and you can remove the background, and then this actually lowers the image resolution a little bit. I'm just going to keep a cut image. This actually lowers the image resolution a little bit, and it makes it easier for Cricut to offset. So if for some reason your Cricut will not do offset, try screenshotting what you need and then re-upload it and see if that helps. Okay, so let's see if this works. Sorry for the delay. So we're gonna go to offset. Okay, let's zoom. We're still zoomed in, so you should be able to see what I'm talking about when I say it has a little gap. There we go. Perfect. Do you see that little spot right there? We don't want that. That's going to end up being really annoying because it's always going to cut out that little tiny chunk. So I'm just going to make it 0.06 and see what that looks like, and then see how that spot disappeared. That's what we're looking for. So this offset, whoops, make sure you click apply. Sorry, you guys. This offset piece is going to become our background for the image. Oh my gosh, you guys, I just broke it. I am going to lose my mind. Okay, I'm just going to go reinsert that into our canvas. So hopefully you have an easier time than I do putting these together. Okay, so offset, we're going to do 0.06. Okay, see that little piece? So yours might be a little different because it really depends on how big this is. You just want to make sure that there's no little gaps. So now I'm going to set that and say apply. And then I'm going to change that background piece. I'm going to change it to print then cut, and I'm going to make it black because that is going to become the outline around my bow. Then you can go ahead and click, and it's hard to see, I'll separate them for you guys. You can go ahead and click on this piece, and you're going to change it from a basic cut to a print then cut, and then to a pattern. And this is where you can get all of your pretty patterns. Make sure that you've uploaded the one that you want into Design Space, and then you can edit it to make it smaller or bigger. And then you want to make sure that this piece is up in front. So you can do that by double clicking, and then you can click bring to front if you need to. And then once we align these on top of each other, we can make sure they're centered by highlighting both of them, going to align and just clicking center. Once these are on top, then we can attach, and that makes it really easy to go and switch your patterns without messing up your dimensions. The other thing you need to do so that your bow is ready is make sure you actually size it the right way. So we need our width to be 3.25. We need our height to be 2.046. So I'm just going to do that, and now you would have a piece that's ready to use. Of course, you have to make sure you flatten it. So that's going to tell Cricut not to cut out all of these little lines, but to make sure that it's cutting all the way around your whole bow. So if Cricut keeps cutting out all these little lines, that's because you do not have it flattened. And then you have a piece that's ready to go bake in. Thanks so much for watching. Like I said, go follow Simply Sienna on Facebook, even if you make your own cardstock, because man, her stuff's amazing. But you can also follow my YouTube if you want to find more tutorials on how to make your own. Thanks so much for watching. Leave any questions in the comments, and I will get back to you. Hopefully I can help. Thanks so much, everybody.